So welcome, James.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm so glad I got you. You know what? Recently, it was in October, we had some of your products for our Girls with Hammers conference. And I tell you what, when we lifted them up as the next prize, you should have seen the faces. You know, it was kind of, I want that.
Good. That's what we like. We like those reactions.
So for anybody listening, we're talking about a Scarlet and Grace candle and some hand cream. And Scarlet and Grace is local to Gippsland, and it's... wow, we're going to talk about it more, guys, but if you haven't had yourself a Scarlet and Grace candle or a diffuser, well, and anything else, the smell, I'm going to call them smells. You'll probably be more specific and call them scents and mixtures and tones and God knows what, but they are beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful. So thank you, James, for supporting Girls with Hammers for a start. But
no problem at all.
Oh, we love your products, but
thank you.
Let's talk about it. And because it's Christmas, guys, here's a good opportunity if you're thinking about that last gift that you can't figure out what to get. By God, get a Scarlet and Grace candle because, God, they're good. Anyway, I'm just going to keep raving if I don't get into the interview. So you've got, like I said, candles, diffusers, room sprays, body care, a whole lot of stuff. And as I've said, it is beautiful. And we'll talk about why it's so damn ethical and good soon. But how did Scarlet and Grace start? What was the journey behind it?
So back in 2016, we had a family holiday with my extended family and immediate family to Merimbula. My brother-in-law and my brother and sister-in-law had just moved into their first house together.
Yeah.
Were gifted, obviously, a lot of those sorts of products.
Yep.
Caitlin probably wasn't as happy with the quality out there and what was, yes, love the gift, but functionally the way it burnt or worked or smelt or whatever wasn't up to her standards. So the conversation was had with the family that, our wives and etc. like to use these products, and let's try and do it better.
I love it.
That was the first sort of conversation. And after a lot of, testing and trial and error and perfecting our products before we went out into the marketplace, the first products hit our first retailer shelves about today, actually, in 2018. I believe it was the 15th of December.
Wow.
So 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just grown from there.
So there's a couple of things I want to say to that. First of all, maybe we should all go to Merimbula to get some downtime to get a business idea.
Some inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing that it's interesting that you say, and I love that you've said it, that it took 2 years to perfect. And there's sort of a misnomer, if I'm going to start a business, I'm just going to start it now and it'll take off. But it's rarely the case unless there's a gigantic gap that people are searching for, and I think
yes,
we've got to be prepared to spend that time, to...
Yeah, we all worked and did other things. So it wasn't as if we could just spend all our days working on that. So it took some time and some effort. I wouldn't say... Yes, our products worked well and were great first up, but we have made some improvements since then.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to keep improving it and making it better all the time. It's always, we're always trying to improve little things and make them better again. So
yeah, and I agree with you. And I think that the sometimes we'll make our first prototype of anything, or the first go of something, and it's kind of... usually it's shit. Let's be honest. If you're not a good business person, your first one wasn't shit, and it's kind of like, then we're like, so many people say, well, that was a failure. What's the point? I'm going to give up. And it's so worth hanging in there. Did you have any of those thoughts? Like, were there thoughts that went around your family?
Of course, but you learn from those errors or those mistakes, or geez, that one didn't work right. What did we do wrong? Well, it was a wick size or a certain ingredient that we mixed and used wasn't right. Whatever it was, you just had to keep going and getting it right. In the end, and it's proven now with the feedback that we get from our customers and our retailers that they're the best smelling and burning candles or diffusers on the market. So it just takes time and effort. You've got to keep going.
Yeah, and I completely agree with them. I think they're fantastic. Why? So when all these things went wrong, damn, the wick's wrong, the ingredients, this is hard, that wasn't the best thing. You must have had something sitting under the surface, like a real strong why, a real strong reason, like, no, we have to continue, because if you've all got your other jobs, they're safety nets, it could be like, screw it, it was a good idea, but nah. So what really drove you to say, no, we have to get this right?
Well, we're, as a group, so a little bit more about Scarlet and Grace, there's 6 owners and directors, all being, family. Myself and my wife, my brother and his wife, and then our mum and dad. And we all, play a part in the business, whether it be small or large. But I guess there's enough of us here that are driven enough to keep working, searching, doing it right, testing things. Yes, it would be easily at times throughout a business's journey to just give up or say, I've had enough, this is too hard. But the reward when you turn that corner is amazing, and the feelings that you get and the achievements, and you don't have to. For me, it's not like I want everyone else to know about those achievements. It's just personally, we've done something good here. We've made a good product. It looks good. It works good, whatever it is, or we've opened a new market somewhere else for our products. It's, the reward always outweighs, I believe, those disappointing times or those hard times when you want to throw the towel in.
I agree with you, and I think there's one thing that I do all the time, and it's a physical celebration. And I tell people do this all the time. Whenever you get the tiniest little win, do a physical celebration, like a high five or a fist pump, or I always go, yes, Cassie, I do this sort of thing, and and that tells your body, we're going, and it really makes a difference. So if you just say it in your head, that was good, doesn't mean anywhere near as much as a physical, pump, like, wow, that's good.
And of course, having a business or doing something like this on your own is a little bit more lonely. That can be very difficult. When those hard times come along, there's not necessarily someone there to help pick you up or say, no, it'll be right, we'll fix it this way, or to come up with a different idea. So I think if you're doing something on your own, make sure there's someone there to just get advice from, help you, whether it's family, friends. They might not be involved in the business, but just to bounce ideas off or give you a little pick me up when you need it. So I agree. I do my business on my own, and there are days. There absolutely are days. This year has been a ginormous year. But prior to that was 2 years of hard. Was hard to get traction. My partner was always like, "You get back in that office. You get back in there. People need you. You get back in there." So, Exactly. So where did the name come from? I love Scarlet and Grace. What's the everyone always asks this. Grace Kelly and Scarlett O'Hara, actually. So 2 strong, independent women, famous in their time, probably before the time of some of your listeners. But they're both very different. One very elegant and classy, and then one a bit more, adventurous and mischievous. So that's Scarlet and Grace, hence the name.
I love it. And you say that's on your website, and there's a bit that you say that there's 2 sides to everybody. So and that's what you've tried to I don't know, you've tried to infuse that in your products in some way.
I love it.
I love that. And so how do you decide on the new blends? Because I'm interested in this. Like, if you say there's 6 of you in the business,
Yes.
and how, like, what is it? You're sitting around the table and say, gee, we need some coconut, and and then suddenly, like, how do you decide on that?
Yeah, well, in the start, we started with a small range. We had 5 different fragrances, 5 different scents in a large candle and our red diffuser. And that was it. So there was 10 different units. Now we're up to, like, I don't know, it's over 200 SKUs, over 200 items. So, yeah, I guess we find, we might get some requests from a customer, say, or wholesalers, our retailers, that are going, geez, we need something along these lines, and then we will just sit down and work on it, get different things blended together and go, yeah, we like that one, or no, we don't like that one. So, and then just pick that one. We'll all, the 6 of us, and we may, if someone walks in the office that's a friend or someone, we want to ask their opinion. Hey, what do you think of this one? We're thinking about releasing that, and then go from there. There will be, over the years, we will release new ones each year, and then some may drop off if they're not as popular, with our customers. So, but yeah, we'll blend some and have a smell, and generally the ones that we don't like, everyone doesn't like, and then it's sort of just trying to narrow down which one's going to be the most popular.
And I think it's an important thing. Like, you talk about blending, and it's not just a case of we'll drop some coconut in here and some lime here and just see how we go, because if it's got to be so subtle. That's what I like about your products, is that it's strong but subtle, if that makes sense. So it's not this punchy, you can buy some of those floral ones. I hate them. They're just
everyone has probably a fragrance profile, as we like to call it, that they like. Some will like florals, some don't. Some like fruity, fresh things, some don't. Everyone has a personal preference. I think you'll find with some competitors of our products that some of the materials they perhaps use aren't maybe as pure or as clean as ours. So that's why ours can still smell strong but not be overpowering, not affect those as much with the fragrance, but you can still smell it throughout the house.
And it's a beautiful subtle smell.
We try to focus and try to only use the best ingredients we can for our customers and for ourselves. So we're here making the products, and we want everything to be as good as it can be for us and our customers. So we try to use everything as good as we can and made in Australia. Any of the raw materials that we don't make here are still made in Australia using the best ingredients. So
okay, that's a good point. Not bagging the car. I wasn't actually asking you to bag your competitors, but it's a good point, just to focus on you. But I think it's important that we use pure essential oils, all the sort of stuff that we use. If we start, I just think that chemicals, we've got enough chemicals in the food and in the air and everything else. And I think that if we're going to add extra things to our house just to be nice, I think we've got to look for quality.
Like our red diffusers, lots of them are say ethanol, alcohol based. Ours are non-toxic, non-alcohol. A cleaner, better ingredient. So that's just one example of where we're trying to improve.
It's good. And I noticed that a lot of your names of your products are like edible. You can almost eat them.
Some of them are, yes. I wouldn't recommend drinking or trying to eat the champagne and strawberries candle or but yes, there is a few named after food or along that citrusy smell as well, lemongrass and vanillas and things like that. So there is a few.
Well, you've got it right when you smell it and you go, Oh God, I could almost eat that. That's a good blend.
We have a 12 days of Christmas is the gift set we've done for Christmas. It's 12 small 70-gram candles. Each one's a different fragrance, but there's things in there like sticky date pudding, apple pie, chocolate fudge, salted caramels. So there's if you're a sweet tooth, you're going to find a few in there that you'll want to eat.
Hopefully not after too many eggnogs. People don't start digging in like a moose.
Yeah.
I love it. So do you only produce those just at Christmas time? Like, are they just a Christmas special?
That one's a Christmas special. We do a limited edition for Christmas.
Yeah.
Each year, but there's another one, just a single candle or red diffuser, etc. A limited edition fragrance. We had the box. We had a painting done by a local artist in Bensdale of what we wanted the packaging to look like, and then we print that painting onto the box. So we do things like that as well.
Oh, that's good. That's nice. Well, speaking of Christmas, in 2016, when you started, you said it took 2 years to kick off. Your Christmas sales weren't good. So when you start something and it comes Christmas, it's like everyone buys a candle for Christmas. Do you know that's you've got that kind of thought in your head? And when the sales weren't that good, which is probably pretty normal, I'd say, were you like, if we can't sell them at Christmas, we're never going to sell these bloody things?
Yeah, look, Christmas, that first Christmas when products hit the shelf in 2018 was like
2018.
Not even 2 weeks before Christmas. I'm 99% sure it was the 15th of December 2018.
Yeah.
So we had 10 days to Christmas. Look, I don't know at that point that we had any expectations exactly of how many we would sell, because it was a brand new product. You're putting into a space where there's a lot of competitors, a lot of large competitors that have been in the game for a long time, 20 years or more. Yeah. So we probably didn't have any real expectations. It grew pretty good, throughout that first year. Every business, I think, has quiet months, or a lot of businesses would. Ours is probably January and June. Yeah. Yes, we're flat out right after Christmas. You won't hardly sell one in January. That's just how it is. We're busy to Mother's Day, and then it dies right off until the new financial year starts. Yeah. Probably during COVID, we had some good growth. That first year we had some good growth. The second year, during COVID, there was definitely some lulls where growth had slowed. You're asking yourself why. You're trying to come up with new plans and marketing and goals to keep it growing, which we did. It still grew, but just not at the rate that it was the years before. And then since COVID's sort of not gone away, but the restrictions have eased and our retailers are able to open their doors, it's really grown hugely again. And we've released some new designs in October, some new packaging designs, which you can't even find on our website yet. But sales of them for our retailers have really grown again. So, we're always working on new things, doing marketing. You have quiet periods where you're questioning what you're doing and what's happening, but you just, find a way and keep working hard at it.
So when you're talking about COVID, that's interesting, because you're saying about the retailers, but you sell them online as well, don't you?
Yes. So certain areas of the business certainly grew. Don't get me wrong. And it continued to grow right through that period as a whole, but there were certain areas that probably didn't go backwards, but didn't grow like we had seen previous or since. We were a bit fortunate in the way that we have a diverse range of retailers that we wholesale our products to. Your lifestyle gift stores, those large garden nursery gift stores, news agencies, pharmacies, So those stores were allowed to continue to trade and traded very well, which was good. But there were others that had to have their doors closed. So that sort of section of the business slowed, while we saw an increase in online sales, as probably everybody did. That sells a product. That was how it had to be done. So
exactly.
We just saw changes and fluctuations in where sales were growing and where sales weren't growing as quickly as they once were. So just work through it and change tack slightly, and then as to where your marketing is or whatnot, and then go back to the way it was, sort of thing.
I think that there's such good lessons for business owners, because, and COVID, that was just something that, I don't know, none of us bloody knew what was going to happen. And you had to think on your feet, many went under, but the ones that didn't, found a way to continue. But I don't know. I don't even know what to say about COVID, because it's just, I don't have any answers. It was just, it's just exactly. Like, some made it, some didn't. It's just, it just was, I think. So I'm interested in this Christmas box, this 12 Days of Christmas. Is that, can you get that online, or is that in stores as well? And
it's in our retailers and online via our website.
Wow.
So that's there, as well as our other limited edition Christmas candle and reed diffuser that we released in October as well.
And you've also got a shop in sales. So are all the products that are available in other retail stores available in your shop in sale?
Yes, so you can come, our factory's at 112 York Street, Sale. You can come and visit us here. This is our head office, our factory. We make everything here in the building. And yes, we have the store out the front and display where all our items, all our units are here, obviously because we have them in stock for our retailers. So we've got all the units, whereas a lot of the retailers won't carry every item. They might carry all our product lines, whether it be candles, hand creams, body lotions, reed diffusers, etc. But they won't carry every fragrance in them, because we do have quite a range at the moment. I think we've got 29 or 30 out there, and that's not counting the Christmas pack with the 12 different ones in it. So there's a lot to choose from. But you can come here and visit us and meet us and see where it's made.
Well, I'm having a little bit of a space issue in my head, because, and not the planetary space issue, but like, I don't know. It only seems like a small, I'll call it a factory, but a small place. But how the hell do you make all the stuff in there and store everything in it? It doesn't seem very big.
If you looked in here, you might get a bit of a shock. We are a little bit cramped for room at the moment, just because it's such a busy time of year. We're obviously carrying higher volumes of packaging or raw materials or whatever it is to, and got more made on the shelves in the factory to be, just because it's busier. So the building's quite long. The shop front is probably quite small compared to the rest of the building, which is where you would have seen. And then there's storerooms, and then a great big long room on one side where everything's made, and with a bit of storage in a shed out the back, and forklifts and things to.
Still got me buggered, because I know I only came into the office bit, but into the showroom bit, but I still drive past there every day and think, Jesus, that's not a very big place. I don't know. They must
the building's about, it sort of shocks people. I don't know. It's like 26 or 8 meters long. So one half of it is probably, I've never measured it across that way, but it's probably 7 or 8 meters and so that whole room is, lined with either racking or stainless steel benches and equipment, etc. to be making it.
I'm still having I was going to say mind fuck, but we won't say that. But I'm still, my brain still not getting. But I tell you what, I have realised is that I was just saying last night to my partner, I've still got to get you something else. I'm not quite sure. And I'm going to don't spoil the secret. I'm going to get the 12 days of Christmas. So if anybody hears this, because I'm going to make sure this goes up this weekend, so people have still got time to quickly buy themselves a Scarlet and Grace product. Please don't tell. Do not dob on what I'm getting for Christmas.
Yeah.
So where to from here? What do you think?
Oh, well, it's all been very exciting for us. We're at 4 years so with products on the shelves. We've probably been wholesaling into New Zealand or exporting and wholesaling in New Zealand for about 2 years.
Wow.
18 months to 2 years. The UK and Ireland, we now have products landed over there, samples with our sales agents, and we're hoping to have product on retailer shelves in the UK and Ireland March, April coming.
Yeah.
So we had to go. That's been a long process. We've already been. It'll be 18 months, I think, by the time a product lands on a retailer shelf over there. There's some extra regulations over there for imported products coming from Australian made to the UK. On body lotions, hand creams, etc., on the body care products. So we had to go through extensive microbiology and stability testing, which takes months to have our products pass, which they all did with flying colours. We were never worried about that. Yeah. It was just that it's a slow process. We've got some people over there, our sales team and advisors that wanted to. The packaging we had been on the marketplace for a few years, and we decided that it was time for an update. So we've released all new packaging, which you can find at our retailers in Australia or here at our head office at York Street. Yeah. At some point, the IT guys will get it all loaded on the website, available to buy, because it is we've gone with new logos for our company. New designs on all our range, in that the signature range, in what you can see on the website is the black and gold packaging and jars. So we've added a little bit of colour to that range while still being black, and it's come out really, really good. Everyone's really happy with it, and everyone's seen an increase in sales. So
really? Wow.
Yeah, all their retailers have. It's really. The marketplace seems to be loving it. So in the next few months, it'll be the UK making sure that kicks off. We have plans once the UK market is up and running properly, and so probably a further 12 to 18 months after products hit shelves there, we would move further into Europe, probably starting with France.
Yeah.
That's on the larger scale. On the smaller scale, we'll continue to release new products, new fragrances. There's always plans for, especially in the body care space, for some new products there. We do a liquid wash, a goat's milk liquid wash, body lotion and a hand cream, but there's plans to expand that range next year or later next year. And probably even at some point release some men's products.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, sky's the limit, really, isn't it? It's
there's always you can always add a fragrance or a product, and it just takes some time with some testing and perfection to make sure it's right first.
Oh, well, I love it. I'm a coconut lime person, but that's my kind of I was thinking when you said that everybody's got a preferred, and I thought, no, that's never crossed my mind before. I have friends who go, oh, yuck, that's awful. A friend who hates vanilla, and I'm like, I don't understand why she hates vanilla. I love vanilla, but I love that. Oh, anyway, I love that stuff. And by the way, I've got to tell everyone that I've kind of snagged James. We're going to keep this interview a bit shorter than others because James is sort of dropped into in the middle of Christmas rush, Christmas packaging, trying to get everything ready. But I wanted to jam this one in here because I do want to, give people the opportunity to get that last minute Christmas gift and go and get a Scarlet and Grace thing. But I do have a couple more things I just want to ask you, James. What were you doing before you did this? Like, what career did you have?
I've been in either managing or owning businesses since I left school. So, we had experience in that space before we just went and started a business and made a product. And so I left school. My family bought a Red Rooster franchise.
Yeah.
And opened a new one. And I managed that from when I, left school until we sold the business a few years later. Yeah. After that, my family actually had retail clothing stores. Yeah. Had a couple of them, so I just did accounts, stock controls, marketing, things like that. I did commerce at uni, but didn't actually finish because I was also very busy trying to manage businesses at the time. And then the clothing stores my family still have to this day after 20 or 21 years in that business of retail. So, we had experience there, and that's what I've done all the way along for the last 19 years or something. So
it wasn't that big a jump then. I was kind of imagining, you were a builder or something, and then you said to your mates, I'm going to go off and make candles.
I had experience in the business space. My brother and sister-in-law are both accountants by trade. Yeah. Previous. So that's handy. So we had experience, and I mean, anyone that wants to start a business, if you don't have experience in those areas, every business needs accounting service or marketing and management services. Yeah. Get someone to help you. Yeah. Because you can't be an expert in every field. I mean, we employ marketing guys or they subcontract to us now because sales and marketing, that's, sales is the game. Yeah. Yes, we make a wonderful product, but unless we sell that product, the business doesn't survive. So, we have a team of sales agents around Australia and New Zealand and now in the UK to help. Yeah. As we've grown. We didn't have those at the start. It was just us. But, you've always got to get some people around you to help you as well that know what they're doing in that field. Yeah, I think a lot of people don't start businesses because they're like, I don't know how, I don't know all that stuff, but take the first step because there's always, take the jump, ask some questions, ask a friend that maybe has one, just how do I do this? What's the first step? Yeah. What do I need to do? There's always some friends or family or someone or a business you shop in that you might be able to just ask them a few simple questions and at least be pointed in the right direction to get the assistance that you may need to start it. Yeah. And it's better to do that than not do it because, you'll live with regret for the rest of your life. Like, I wish I had have opened that lolly shop. I wish I had have, whatever. And it's kind of, then you'll never know if you don't have a go. And if you have a go and it doesn't work, it's not a failure. It's a kind of like, well, that bit didn't work. So how can I adjust it and do something else or do it a little differently? Exactly. Yeah. Learn from those errors. It's all learning and you'll get better next time you do it. Yeah. Yeah. Some people would see it as you do have something to lose, but I've always said it as you don't really have anything to lose. Like, get out and have a go and see what happens. Work hard at it. Yeah, and I think that too, and I think even your personal growth is a gain. It's not a loss, to grow personally and. Yep, and don't go into business thinking that it's going to be easy because it's not. It's not easy. It may eventually one day be easy, but starting a new business or buying a business, whatever it is going to be hard work. You're probably going to have to put in long hours. Yep. Yeah. Until you've got it to a point where you don't. But who knows when that point is. Yeah, I agree. And I think now's a perfect time because there's so many jobs out there and you can use that as your fallback plan B, because
I keep saying to people, look, start your business on Saturdays, or just start working 4 days, and do your business on a Friday, or whatever it is, or jump in if you can, if you've got a little bit of financial backing, like you've got 20 grand sitting in the bank that's going to get you through a little bit. Because if it doesn't work for some reason, there are so many jobs. You can always go back to the type of job you're already doing. Like, there's so many jobs out there at the moment, and they're desperately looking for people. So there's always something to fall back to, and then you can recalibrate and then have another crack.
Exactly. Yes, for sure. It's a perfect time, and you never know if you don't have a go.
No, you never.
If you want to do it. And you don't have to, as you say, you don't have to jump in with both feet straight away.
Yeah.
Do it at night time. Do it on the Saturdays. Do it on your day off, whatever that is. If you're interested and want to do something, then have a go. Start it off. See where it leads to. But work hard at it if that's your goal, is to, just do that business or whatever it is. Don't mess around with it. Still work hard at it, even though you may have to go to work Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
And then at some point you'll be able to hopefully move across to only run your own business.
Yeah. I think people have to be prepared for that first 1 or 2 years to be double-footed, wing walking, a foot in each camp, and just really, really work your ass to the bone. But it's and the rewards come out at the other end, but it's not a walk in the park, and it's not a unicorn sparkles that suddenly everything's going to be okay. And I think that's the reality that people have to, do I really want this or don't I? Because if I do, I've got to work hard to make it happen. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, thank you, James. I've absolutely loved this conversation with you, and I'm coming down to I'm coming to get the Christmas pack. So I'll see you sometime today. But
Yep, I'll see you soon then. Yeah,
that'd be awesome. So thank you so much for joining us. Where can people find you?
Obviously via our website, scarletandgrace.com.au, and Scarlet spelled with 1 T, not 2. Or we have probably 200 retailers around Australia and New Zealand currently, so you can find our products there, in every state, capital city, etc. And right throughout Gippsland, we have a lot of amazing retailers, from Orbost right back through to Pakenham and South Gippsland. Or you can visit us at our head office, 112 York Street in Sale, which is, as I said earlier, where we make everything and ship all our orders from to our wonderful retailers. So, yeah.
And you've got Facebook and Insta as well. So I'm going to put all of those in the show notes, and
yes,
and encourage people to go get something from you for Christmas, because what a perfect little, if you haven't got that last gift, by God, that's where you've got to go.
Yeah, I mean, it is, and our retailers, we make products that retail at somewhere between $20 and $50.
Yep.
Yes, there's some dearer gift sets and things, but our individual products are retail about $20 to $50. So it's not, there's a range of items right through there, 25, 30, $35 items that you can buy as gifts. So and they do make a good gift.
They do make a good gift, and they're beautiful. And everyone in the room, if you go to a Christmas party and someone gets one of these gifts, it'll be like, what's that smell? What's that beautiful smell? Oh, I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me, James. I wish you a prosperous Christmas and all the success for next year. But anyway, I'll be down before lunch to come and grab that pack.
Yep.
So. All right.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thanks heaps, James. See you
soon. Thanks. Bye.